Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Teresa's Spot for Art. Good morning. Good morning. Creative Care Fridays. We are back. It is Friday. What is it? Oh, Friday, November 7th. There you go. So oddly enough, um, who remembers? I know we're all pretty much my audience is all women of a certain age. Who remembers friends from like grammar school, elementary school, whatever, birthdays or phone numbers? Anybody? Anybody weird out there like that? I have probably a handful of people whose birthdays and phone numbers I remember. It's odd, but whatever, I do. So today, Facebook told me it was Donna's birthday. It's not Donna's birthday. Donna's birthday is November 10th. Why is Facebook trying to tell me it's November 7th? And then all these people are like on our page going, Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. I'm like, I'm not saying happy birthday. It's not your birthday. I know it's not. So good morning, when you look. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Capri. We are painting today. Let me hit this here because this doesn't go until I tell it to. I have a free tracer for you today. This design is from a very talented and creative painter. Her name is Tracy Kiernan. I am part of her membership. This is her tracer. This is her design. I'm sharing it with you today. It is a double bookshelf. I'm only going to do one shelf. I'll do the other shelf another time. So this morning I'm going to be working on the bottom shelf, and I am working in my 9 by 12. Where is the front of it? I'll be working in my 9 by 12 mixed media Canson pad. Okay. I've also already, and it's probably hard for you to see, but this is a combination of black and some brown. I can see it, but I base coated it black and brown because that's what she did. Although I may paint it again with like more of a gray background. But we'll see. I like to stick to the sample. You guys don't get confused. And take a sip of my iced coffee. I've already base coated it because I needed to be black, and then I needed to put the tracer on it. So let me turn you guys around. Oh, I didn't even set up to turn you guys around. So let me do this. Let me add my camera. Extra camera. There we go. Then go over here. Then go here. Then go here. And there we go. Okay. So you guys have this free tracer. You can paint it vertically. And it is it's a double shelf. Like this. Okay. 1, 2. I'm just going to take it. I'm going to paint it with one and maybe add a couple of extra books. And I've already base coated it. And I'm going to now apply this to my back, to my base coat. So I'm just going to tape it down. Now, when you paint on black, they make this magical stuff. It is transfer paper. It's just like this stuff that I use all the time. You've seen me use it a million times. But they also make it for dark surfaces. Now, I will say, I don't love this one as much. I guess graphite, yes, I don't have to guess. Graphite is a much softer mineral. So on the black, it works much easier. The white is a little bit harder to transfer, but it does work. Okay, so I'm going to slip my white. As usual, it's shiny side down under here. And I'm going to grab my stylus and I'm going to begin to trace. And I'll show you it works, but not as, see that? And you guys can hardly see it. I can see it. It doesn't work as good as the black. I don't know what they use to make this white one, but it doesn't work as well. So I'm just going to transfer this on here. This is a simple drawing. You could do it by hand if you wanted to. I like to make things simple for you guys. I'm not going to do that one yet. I'm going to move this over. I'm going to show you how I'm going to cheat. So I'm going to move this one over to here. Let me make sure that's fairly straight. Yep. I'm going to put this under here again. So I can do this book on an angle that goes off the side of the shelf. Then I'm going to see what I have here. And I think I'm going to add another book in here. Standing upright. Okay. So let's line this up. Oh, actually, let's use that one. Let's line this up. I'm just trying to, I may have to fix it a little bit, but I'm going to line that up. And I'm going to slide this under here. And we're going to add, let me see, this one here. Yeah, we're going to add another book. Okay. So there we go. Let me get rid of this. That's making too much noise. And this. And this. Okay. So again, I am doing the bottom shelf. You can do it vertically and do both shelves. I will do the other shelf. Next time, I'm going to get my ruler. This way, I can draw my shelf down here with my ruler. I'm going to get my stylus again because now I'm just going to be like carving a little line into the bottom here. There we go. Okay. So voila, we are all set to go. Let me get out some brown paint. How is everyone today? Oh, let me open up the chat. When I switched you guys around, Capri. Good morning, Diane. Nice to have you. Nice to have you, Pam. It's good to see you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Is the sun shining by you? It's shining here, but there is a chill in there. Who has fall? Who doesn't have fall? So I have a dear friend who lived in Florida and Texas. You guys might know her. Heidi from Paint Buddy Headquarters. Love her to death. She's awesome. She has always lived in Florida and Texas, and she's never gotten to experience the colors of fall. Now, I will say I don't take them for granted. They're gorgeous. However, I never really thought about them, and she is helping me. I'm just going to get a little bit of brown on my brush, pick up some white on the corner. She is helping me appreciate the colors of fall this year because she has now moved to Tennessee and is loving the fall colors. You could go on the internet and you can look up New England or New York fall colors, and you will see there are such gorgeous oranges and yellows and reds out there. You would be amazed. Yeah, so like in Alabama, Capri, I don't know if you've been up north, but in Alabama, you don't have trees losing leaves and turning fall colors, right? LOL, too much noise. Where's too much noise? Am I making too much noise? Or is your household making too much noise and you can't listen to me? Tell them Teresa's on. I need to hear what she's saying. It's so important. Anyway, yeah, so these colors, and I've oh my God, this is a red, but this year my friend Heidi has been posting videos and reels because she is just in awe over the fall colors. And it's really making me appreciate something I've seen, for the entire 59 years of my life. So that's been interesting. Part of the fall coming out is the white cotton fields. Oh, we were driving through North Carolina a couple of years ago, and I guess there were cotton fields, and I guess it had been windy. And yes, fall in Tennessee. My friend Heidi moved to Tennessee, and she's loving fall. Anyway, so we were in North Carolina. I guess there had been some cotton fields, and it had been windy, and the cotton was almost like litter all over the sides of the road. And being from New York, I didn't know what it was at first. So I made my husband pull over when I realized it was cotton. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. It was just little tufts of it everywhere, almost looked like litter. So I'm painting in my rainy and chilly in. Okay, Diane, I know I sent you this. You are in You're not in Michigan. You're in Minnesota or Missouri. No, MO is Missouri. You're in Minnesota. I thought you were in Michigan, but you're not. I think that's right now. So yeah, love the fall colors. I should take some pictures for y'all. For y'all. Look at me like I'm Southern. All right. I base coated in my shelf. I'm going to make my back a little bit more interesting too, just by dirtying it up a little bit because you don't see as much as the brown. Let me get out some tan as I wanted you to. So I'm just gently adding in some tan and some brown to my background. I don't want to overshadow the black. But like I said, I'm going to paint this one again with a different background. I don't often paint on black. I like to cut a few stalks of cotton for decor now and then. Oh, I bet. I'm sure it's gorgeous. I am sure it is gorgeous. They said the graphite paper was making... Oh, yes, it was making too much noise. You got it, Diane. It was a big sheet. I didn't feel like cutting it, and it was making way too much noise for you guys. It must have been annoying in my microphone and camera. So I had to get rid of that. Okay. So if you were painting this at this moment in time, and this is a good lesson for you guys, you would be like, what the heck? Black really make me, yes, black backgrounds do make the colors pop. But if you were painting this right now as a beginner acrylic artist, you would probably look at this, and I probably would have in the past too, and been like, oh my God, this is hideous. I ruined it. I ruined my background. But you didn't, okay? You didn't ruin your background. I didn't ruin my background. Paintings go through stages. And it is Michigan? Diane, I feel so silly. My girlfriend lives in Kalamazoo, but I might have told you that before. But I thought, so if Michigan is MI, Missouri is MO, what's the other one that I said? Minnesota. Oh, what is Minnesota? MN? Anyway, so you would think you ruined it. You'd be like, oh, and I'd be like, oh, look at those. La, la, la. Paintings go through stages. We don't judge our painting. We don't judge our paintings at all. Exactly. Trust the process. We don't judge our paintings at all, but we don't even begin to form an opinion or think about it until the end. And then we might want to tweak some stuff or change some stuff or enhance some stuff. I use the word fix because I don't like the word fix because you really never need to fix anything because there's nothing that's not fixable that you just can't tweak or hide with a leaf. So I had a little sip of my coffee. I spilled it on myself. Sorry. And so I think I'm going to start with, I put out some baby blue. I'm going to start with some baby blue because I'm going to follow the colors of the sample and the picture. If you got the download or you saw the download, I'm going to use her colors, so not to confuse anyone. All right. Need a different brush for this. We want to keep the inside of our flower pot black. I could go back in and paint it black if I wanted to. But I just add a little tan in there just to differentiate between the top of the pot and the body of the pot. I'm going to pick up some blue. I'm going to pick up some white. And I'm going to come in here and we're going to paint in some archy strokes. We want to give the illusion of our flower pot here being round. Okay? I need a darker blue. That's right. It's just paint. Don't stress. I can understand people stressing though. I mean, supplies cost money. They're not cheap. And you want to do something good. But you know what? It doesn't always work that way. Okay, now I'm going to come in here. I'm going to start base coating. Just base coating our books. And then we will go in and we will add all the details and the shading and the highlighting. I'm going around this little flower that's on the shelf here, but when we paint the flower, we'll do it much better. Okay, we got that one. And then we have this one. I'm going to straighten up my spine here because when I drew in my spine, it's a little wonky because I was moving around the paper. We got the back binding, cover, and then the front of our book. Okay, so we base coated in 2 books, and I'm going to wash my brush, and I did a little green. You could make this, you can make all your books the same color. You could just make them different variations of the same color. I'm using quite a few paints here. I have out a yellow, a couple of greens. I have out my burgundy, which I use as a red to make a rose, which is my very favorite color. Using this Decoart deep burgundy makes my very favorite rose color, and I've been using it a lot lately. So I picked up a little bit of blue in this green because I wanted my green here to be a little bit darker. The straighter you get your edges of your books, the better. I know sometimes it's hard to make that nice straight line. Our brushes are wonky. We don't have a steady hand. But the straighter you can make where your books touch, the better, because those are stiff and hard and right next to each other. Okay? And then I'm going to get out a little bit of this rose. Anybody have any plans this weekend? I have. See, this week, you guys, I've been so busy. So I did a class on Monday night. What did we do Monday night? Oh, Monday night I painted, I think I posted about it. Monday night I painted fall signs with some teens at a local library. That was really good. They did a great job. And then Tuesday I had a Zoom class for another library. And then yesterday was nothing. Not yesterday, Wednesday was nothing. And then yesterday, I'm going to put pictures up later because I really couldn't take that many pictures yesterday. I did a fall mesh swag at my library, and I'm doing that again today. So, and today I'll take more pictures. Yesterday I was a little, honestly, I was a little, kerfluffled, off my game. So when I do these, I'm going to do this one thing too. With the swag, I have to use glue guns. And 25 people, 25 glue guns, a lot of extension cords, and it's a pain. There are not the 25 people, 25 glue guns, and there's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 outlets in the whole room. So I have to be very creative with the guns and the surge protectors and the extension cords. Everybody's glue gun has to work. Nobody can trip. It is quite involved. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to base coat in these flowers here. So it is a pain, but today, you guys, so that class was last night at 6:30. I had to get up there about 5:30, 5:15 to set up. Today, APHFM is going to come and help me before he goes to work, because he goes to work at 2 o'clock. So he can come and help me set up, and then he can go to work. All right, while my base coating of my books dry, I'm going to go back to my shelf. And I'm just going to put in some wood grain. That's it. So I'm putting in some squiggly lines, some little, they remind me of really peacock feathers. You might think of something different when they come together and you have like the knots in the wood, and you can put in as many as you want. Like you can do an outside one and then an inside one and then a smaller one. Totally up to you. But I'm putting dark and white, and we just want our shelf to look like faux wood. That's it. And I'm going to get a little bit of dark brown. I could mix it with black, we shall see. And I'm going to darken up underneath the flower and the books for shadow. Maybe tiny, tiny bit of black in my brown. And this is just a little messy. And I'm just coming in here under, oh, I didn't do that flower yet. Under all the flowers with some dark brown and adding in some shadow. When I do shadow, it's basically, I don't know if you can hear my brush. I can hear it. My brush is a little dry and it's more like a scrubbing motion. And I pull away from the object and scoop underneath. My brush gets a little dry. I'm always telling people, don't worry, more paint, more paint. But when I do shadows, I like my brush to get a little dry as I pull away because that makes it fade out. And you guys can see that. It's, you know what, Capri, it's very stressful. I mean, I wouldn't not do it because I love it and everybody loved their swags last night. It was gorgeous, but it's very stressful. And then the library was closing and I had to pack up, which I know when the library closed, I know I had to pack up. I've been there plenty of times, but I had to pack up and some of my guns were still warm. And yeah, it was very, I had to like strategically place them in the bag. Then I was nervous in my car. It was hard. But today my class is in the afternoon. And so I can hang out as long as I want for my guns to totally cool off before I pack them back up. I was afraid they were going to melt the bag they were in. They were going to melt each other's cords. I wasn't really afraid they were going to start a fire. But you never know. Okay. All right. So let's base. Should I base? Let's do another layer in this flower. There's a little bug in here. It's bugging me. A little bug bugging me. Get some white. These are the easiest flowers. I haven't painted them in a long time. With fall, I haven't been painting a lot of flowers. There we go. Okay. So we pretty much almost have everything base coated. I got to do this other flower. I think I want this other flower to be a different color though, especially because it's up next to this book. So I'm going to get some blue. I'm going to mix some of my true blue, some of my burgundy, and some of my white and get like a lavender color. Light lavender. This way we have some contrast here with these books. Okay, that could even be more lavenderish. Let me add a little bit more burgundy to that. There we go. There we go. So I want some contrast with this book and the other book and my flower. All right, there we go. Oh, what a beautiful color. Beauty. Okay. So what do you guys like more? I know you guys are here. You guys like my painting more? You like the junk journal? Do you like me mixing it up? You don't care? You just like me to be live? Let me know what you think. I'm going to be starting this whole series. You guys have to hold me to it. Whole series, start of the year, of easy, quick, creative projects. Make some time for ourselves and create. I haven't worked out all the details yet, but it's going to involve printables and Mod Podge and painting and what have you. I love doing all the things. When I started out, well, really, when I started out as a, went on the wrong side. I really wanted to be mixed media. I was my one-stroke painter, but I really wanted to be mixed media because I can't contain myself. There's too much out there that I want to do, make, create, share, help you guys learn. And so it's hard to contain myself. Then I got into like totally doing acrylic painting, which is fine. But I was really missing doing other stuff. And then when I found paper crafting, I was woohoo! So I like to mix it up. Last week I did that board book. That was cute. My membership is all junk journaling and paper crafting and journal kits with Serena, the Junk Journal Hive. And then on my page, I like to do both. So I think my books are pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to get a little bit more blue here. Oop, picked up some of that pink. That's okay. And now some white. Just to give the illusion. Now can you see? I just literally slapped on a little bit of white and it gave a nice curve to, I enjoy the painting, I only enjoy mixing it up. Yeah, Pam, me too. So you get it. So I just slapped on a little bit of white here and it totally gave a curve to that vase right there. All right. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to start adding in some details to my books. So we want some lines for the spines. I'm using a detail brush to stick with the illusion that they are rounded. The ones on the bottom curve down, the ones on the top curve up. All right. Again, I'm going to try and stick to the drawing as much as possible. This is a fat one. Okay. And then this one has to get some white. Oh, I didn't do this one. Let's do this one to match. There we go. And then we can't see these down here. And as we add these details, our book is going to start to come to life. Or our books or our painting, whatever. All right. Get a little black here. And then I'm pulling it out again. The scrubbing motion, the same motion that I used for my shadows on the bottom. That's what I'm doing here. Got a little bit of white because I didn't wash my brush. But have some dark, have some gray, have some light. And pulling out. Make some shadow there on the side of our book. All right. I'm going to get some black. And I'm just going to add in very light. This is the hardest part. Very light strokes up here. Looking like pages, shadowed pages, little gray, little white up in there. Not too much, just a little bit. Okay. I need some yellow. I will watch as much as I can, but my favorite is painting. I know, Diane. Me and you share that. I know, I get it. Totally get it. This is yellow ochre. I didn't want to use anything too bright on this painting because of the black background. These are pretty much more subdued colors. Everything's a little bit more earthy and washed out. So I'm using this yellow ochre instead of like a primary yellow or a really bright yellow. That wouldn't have gone. All these colors kind of like go together. Okay, then there. And then this one has the little scrolly, which is basically a backward S. This one has some gold up there, and then a little bit down here. A little bit down there too on the binding. And I think we're good. I'm going to pick up some blue and white and fill in here. This is the binding, so this is what the title on here would be. But I am scooping my brush. I'm going back and forth, making little tiny smiley faces to give it like the appearance that it's rounded. That helps with also the black lines for the title and stuff. Gives our book the appearance that it's rounded. And do the same thing over here with some white. I drew a little line, little tiny line on the side, and now I'm pulling it rounded, almost like a little smiley face. Give it a little bit of glare and pulling them out. And if you see, I'm holding my brush all the way down here now, all the way down here. I need a lot of control for this. So I have my brush tight and down. When I'm painting, I hold my brush up here a lot looser to be looser. But when I need a lot of control, I'm gonna choke up, just like a batter chokes up, okay? Okay. Oh my God, look how it's coming together, you guys. Look how it's coming together. I'm a little all over the place on this one, but if you follow me, because of all the colors and the details, if you follow me and you wanted to paint this, you will get it. Okay, I know you will. I'm going to go back in here and add a little bit more white. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to do the lettering. I may not. We shall see. Okay, let me go back. I'm going to pick up my round brush now. Oh no, I'm going to go back because I've been using this brush. It's fine. I'm not going to mess you guys up with a million brushes. Okay, so going to start adding into our flowers. So we just base coated our flower. Now I'm adding in the plain red. All right. Now I'm going to pick up white and I'm going to add in the plain white. All right, let's leave that for a minute. I'm going to make a little bit more of my purple. I'm mixing the burgundy and this true blue. And I'm just making these tiny strokes. We want the outside of our the outside of our flower to not have a flat edge. We want it to be like a little uneven. And I went in, I painted a little bit of darker over them with my little brush. Need some more burgundy. And now I'm going to go in. I'm just going to start adding in these comma strokes or these smileys or whatever you want them to be. Frownies. It depends on where you go. And we're just going to start layering them in here. I know people that are finished, believe it or not. Who has started Christmas shopping? There was a time, you guys, when I would totally be done by now. Those days are long over. It has been a while since I've been. And you know what? It's weird because my list is much shorter. My kids are big, 29 and 31. And yet still, I don't have my shopping done. It's so weird. I mean, they were little, Santa was still coming. There were stocking stuffers. There was probably way too many toys and gifts. Pajamas, always have to have new pajamas. I love pajamas. And now it's like not even anything close to that at all. I mean, they're big, they're self-sufficient. Who needs what? It's a different time in our lives, the whole bit. And still, I'm like texting my daughter yesterday, is there anything special you want for Christmas? So, I don't know, weird. All right, I'm just mixing these colors up now. So, I'm adding in some blue, some white, and some burgundy to this flower. And then this one, I did burgundy, white, and now I'm going to add some yellow. I'm not going to add yellow to that one because then I'm going to end up with a green flower, and I don't want a green flower. Blue and yellow make green, and I will end up with a green flower. We don't want that. Okay, so there's my two flowers. Washing my brush. I'm going to get some black, and I'm just going to tap in the center. Now, doesn't that now, before you might have been like, that's no flower. And then you take your brush, you tap in a center, and next thing you know, this one's going to need white. Bam. You're like, oh, yeah. Now I see it. Do a little bit of white in there, too. So there we go. All righty. Now we are going to start working on, I need some dark green. We're going to work on our flowers or our leaves or whatever. So I need a little bit of a stem here. And I need a little bit of a stem here. I'm going to take some light green and some dark green. And we're going to put some leaves on these stems. I'm just picking up both colors on my brush at the same time and drawing in these little football shapes for leaves. If my leaves start to become too monotone, one color, one light color, one dark color, then I just pick up the opposite color. Or I wash my brush and start over. So literally I have my two puddles here and I'm going dip, dip, and picking up my paint. Now this space is empty here, so I'm going to have my leaves trail out. Remember I adjusted this a little bit because I was only doing the one and I was doing it. This is a double shelf painting, but I'm only doing the one painting today, part of the shelf. So I adjusted it. So I'm just going to add these leaves in here. Just to like fill in this empty space a little bit. Using both colors on my brush. If I need a little bit darker, I pick up a little darker. And making these little tiny football shapes. I might do, just to balance it, a couple over here as well. There we go. I'm enjoying this one today. This is really cool. Okay, and now I'm going to start on our big flowers. I mean, our big ones. So our vines are going to come right out of the top of our vase, right? This one's going to climb up and over. Okay, this one's going to come down. And then we have one coming all the way down. And I'm going to get a bigger brush. These are kind of like heart-shaped leaves. I'm going to pick up all the dark. And I'm going to scoop up some yellow. I mean, some of the light. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to draw in these heart-shaped leaves. And again, this is just base coating. I need a better tip on my brush. This is not a good brush for this, but that's okay. So I'm just making a big heart shape. And then it comes to a point. Okay. Pick up some dark, put the corner in white. I mean, in the light. Why do I keep saying white? In the light. And then I'm just going to make this big heart shape. A little bit of a point in the middle, round up top. These take practice. I do have a one-stroke beginner course that teaches you how to make these leaves. These are heart leaves. And I'm just coming in and adding them in. And this is what I said before, like if there's something you don't like, say I messed up my shelf, I'm just going to add a leaf. I don't like that part. I'll just add a leaf right over it. That's what I mean about tweaking. Our leaves can overlap. Oh, messed that one up. Our leaves can overlap each other. With one stroke, you don't have to go back and add details and stuff usually, but I will with this paint and working on this. And let me see if I can get a small one in here without messing up too much. There we go. There. And then here. I think that's good. And I'm going to go back to my little brush now. So I just did these base coat of the leaves. They're little hearts basically. And now I'm just going to go in. I'm going to add some shading. I'm going to pick up some more dark paint and add some dark paint to the one side. Plus we're on black. So that makes coverage very different. These paints would look totally different if I were painting on a white or a light background. So I'm just adding shading to one side. And then I'm going to pick up the light paint and some white and add some highlighting to the other side. Light green, white, and adding in some highlight. You want to blend it so you don't have like such a harsh line in the middle. I'm just going to keep going around. So we were supposed to go away, you guys, after Thanksgiving, and I totally messed up my schedule. Who uses a planner? Anybody use a planner? Paper planner. I use a paper planner. I like paper. I think it's easier. But I'll tell you what, with all my messing up, I don't know. I might have to figure out a different system because we were supposed to meet friends and go away, and now we can't because I totally messed up my schedule and I have classes booked, and I feel awful, and we had to cancel the trip. And I feel awful. I mean, who doesn't like to go away? Of course, you like to go away, but I feel more awful that we were going to meet friends of ours that we haven't seen in a year, and now we can't because I totally messed up. We could have changed our dates, but 2 reasons. Airfare, to buy the airfare now, was crazy. And we would have to go the day before Thanksgiving, miss Thanksgiving, and I'm afraid now with everything that's going on, we would spend, I don't know how long in the airport. And if our flight even went. So maybe it is a, what do they call it? Blessing in disguise that I messed up at this time. All right, I'm just adding a little highlights to my leaves now. I have my dirty brush, and I'm just going to come in. I'm going to add some detail to my heart leaves. You know the veins? Little black line. I've told you guys this before. If you want to wait, if you're not comfortable with a liner brush and making little lines, wait until your painting is completely dry, and then use a pink pen or a Posca pen, a thin Posca pen, and you'll be all set, and you can do all these details. You can even use a Sharpie. The important thing is, though, to wait for your acrylic paint to be completely dry. If your acrylic paint is not completely dry, you will ruin your Sharpie and or your Posca pen. And Posca pens are not cheap. Posca paint pens are definitely not cheap. Okay. The leaves really added. Didn't they, Diane? It kind of like brings it all together. It fills in the empty spaces. Kind of brings the whole thing together. Plus, I can put titles on the books. I'm not a letterer. I can try to put titles on the books. I may mess up my painting. I've been working on lettering. That was one of my quests for 2025. I've gotten much better, but I'm still not great. It still takes practice. But I could, like maybe over on this one, maybe I'll come in here and I'll do that. And it gives it the illusion that there's a title on it. Or she basically did, let me see. I'm going to get my brush and let's see. I have to put my hand down. When you do lettering, you have to do more than one stroke. Lettering with a brush, it's not a ballpoint pen, so you can't change directions. You have to pick your brush up and turn it. You can't just keep going. Every stroke has to start and stop. Yeah, not too bad, huh? Not too bad, not too shabby. Not too shabby. I'm going to put a little bit of water in my black paint, make it a little bit thinner. And let's see. You challenged me, Diane. You challenged me to add a little detail to my painting. Again, if you wanted to do this with a Sharpie or a paint pen, that's totally up to you. There we go. So I did the two. You know what I can do on this one? Oh, you know what I'm going to do on this one? I'm going to put my initials. There we go. I would have put them down here anyway, so there we go. All right. I think we're good for today. I'm going to add a little bit more white up here, fresh white. Give it a little bit more of that bulbous look. And we are good to go. So let me turn you guys around. I'm going to take out this. And here we are. Oh my God. You know, it's so different. Maybe you could sign it. There you go, Diane. Great minds, right? I put my initials in there. Those are my initials. It took me a long time to come up with initials that I liked for my painting. So there's my TG. Maybe I'll figure out something else to put on there. But anyway, you guys, God, we were here a long time today. It's nice visiting with you. I hope you enjoyed. If you painted, share it with me. Use hashtag Teresa's Spot for Art. I would love to see your art, sort of serving two purposes. There you go. You are absolutely right. I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Stay cool, stay warm, wherever you are. Don't forget there's a tracer for this. It is two parts because it is two shells. Let me show you. It was like this, okay? But I only painted the bottom. Maybe next week or 2 weeks. Next week I'll do paper craft. In 2 weeks I'll do the top. I'm going to put it in here so I remember. And that's it. This is from my friend Tracy Kiernan. So please don't redistribute it. I have paid licensing to use her beautiful artwork. And I've been wanting to paint this one for a long time. Oh, and one more note though, too, while you're here. Remember the background looked so hideous before? Now you don't even notice it. That's why you have to wait for it to all come together. Love you guys. See you next time.